Afghanistan just reopened its doors to foreign tourists, and people are actually going. You see videos of stunning blue lakes, ancient minarets touching the sky, and vibrant markets overflowing with life. Then, you see the headlines. You see the patrols, the uncertainty, and the warnings from every major government on Earth. So, is it brave or crazy to go? Let's find out. This video will break down what it's really like to travel to Afghanistan right now, what travelers are saying, the immense risks, the strict rules, and whether you should even consider putting this destination on your list. Let's get one thing straight. Since the fall of Kabul in August 2021, the country is under the full control of the Taliban. This isn't a partial control or a regional conflict. They are the de facto government, enforcing their interpretation of Islamic law across the nation. So what does this mean for a foreigner looking to visit? Is it even possible? The surprising answer is yes. The current administration is actively encouraging tourism, seeing it as a potential source of revenue and a way to project an image of stability to the world. Visas are being issued at Afghan embassies in neighboring countries like Pakistan, Iran, and Uzbekistan. A small but growing number of specialized tour companies, both international and local, are now operating on the ground, guiding foreigners through the country. They handle the complex logistics, from securing permits to navigating checkpoints. While the government says it's safe for foreigners, safety in Afghanistan is a deeply complex and fluid concept. The official line is one of welcome, but the reality on the ground can be unpredictable. This isn't your typical vacation spot. It's a nation in a profound state of transition, and anyone considering a trip must understand this geopolitical backdrop. If you can look past the headlines, you'll discover the Afghanistan you never see on the news. This is a land of staggering natural beauty and profound history that has captivated explorers for centuries. Imagine standing in the Bamiyan Valley, where the colossal Buddha statues once stood, their empty niches now hauntingly beautiful against the soaring cliffs of the Hindu Kush. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site that speaks volumes about a rich pre-Islamic past. Then there's the Minaret of Jam, a 65-meter-tall tower covered in intricate brickwork and calligraphy, standing alone in a remote river valley for over 800 years, a testament to a golden age of art and science. In the north, you can visit Mazar-e-Sharif, home to the dazzling Blue Mosque, a masterpiece of Timurid architecture that glows under the sun. Even Kabul, a city synonymous with conflict, is nestled in a dramatic bowl of mountains, offering breathtaking views. Travelers who have gone share footage of wandering through the ancient mud brick city of Herat, sipping tea with friendly locals in bustling bazaars, and feeling humbled by landscapes that are as epic as they are untouched by mass tourism. This is the allure. It's the chance to witness a culture and a history that has endured against all odds, to see a side of humanity and resilience that is both powerful and deeply moving. This is the Afghanistan that tour operators and vloggers want to show you. But for every moment of beauty, there is a corresponding reality of risk. Let's be blunt. This is one of the most dangerous travel destinations on the planet. The primary risk for Westerners is kidnapping. While the current government has improved security and reduced factional fighting, the threat from extremist groups like ISIS-K remains very real. These groups see foreigners as high-value targets. Beyond that, there is the constant risk of arbitrary detention, a misunderstanding, a wrong photo, or an interaction misconstrued by a local official could land you in a prison with no access to consular support. Your embassy is not there to help you. The United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and virtually every other Western nation have a clear do not travel advisory for Afghanistan. They state explicitly that their ability to provide any form of emergency or consular service is either extremely limited or non-existent. If you get into trouble, you are on your own. For female travelers, the realities are even more stark. The rules for women are severe and strictly enforced. A headscarf is non-negotiable and must be worn at all times in public. Loose, modest clothing that covers your arms and legs is mandatory. Your mobility will also be heavily restricted. Women are often forbidden from traveling long distances without a male guardian, a mahram. While some tour operators have found ways to navigate these rules for foreign tourists, you will be under constant scrutiny. Culturally, the shocks are significant. Alcohol is completely illegal. Public displays of affection are unheard of. You must be acutely aware of religious customs, especially during prayer times. Photography is a minefield. You must always ask for permission before taking pictures of people, and never photograph military installations, government buildings, or Taliban patrols. This isn't a place for casual mistakes. So who are the people actually going? The profiles are varied but share a common thread of seeking the extreme. You have the hardcore backpackers ticking off the last few invisitable countries on their list. There are the YouTubers and content creators chasing the ultimate viral video from a place few dare to tread. Their motivation is often a mix of genuine curiosity and the undeniable allure of clicks and views that come with forbidden destinations. Then there are the history buffs, who have dreamed of seeing the minaret of Jam or the ruins of Balkh their entire lives and feel the current, albeit tense, stability is their only chance. This surge in interest is part of a wider trend in adventure tourism, where the risk itself is part of the appeal. It raises an important ethical question. Is it right to travel to a country with such a dire human rights record? Are your tourist dollars propping up a regime that severely oppresses its own people, particularly women and girls who are denied education and basic freedoms? There is no easy answer, and it's a moral gray zone every potential traveler must confront for themselves. If, after weighing all of this, you are still determined to go, you must be meticulously prepared. Getting in legally is the first step. You cannot just show up. You need a visa, which must be secured in advance from an Afghan embassy or consulate abroad, most commonly in Islamabad, Dubai, or Tashkent. The process typically requires a letter of invitation from a registered tour company in Afghanistan. For all intents and purposes, traveling independently is not a viable or safe option. You must go with a reputable local tour operator. A good guide is not just a facilitator, they are your lifeline. They understand the local customs, speak the language, and know how to negotiate the countless checkpoints you will face. They are your cultural interpreter and your security detail rolled into one. When it comes to safety, your strategy is to be as invisible as possible. Stay low profile. Dress conservatively to blend in. For men, this can mean growing a beard and wearing local attire. For women, it's about strict adherence to the dress code. Money is another critical point. Afghanistan is a cash-only society. Bring all the US dollars you will need for your entire trip. Your credit cards are useless. For communication, get a local SIM card immediately, but understand that internet access will be spotty and is likely monitored. Finally, have a rock-solid emergency plan. What happens if your guide is detained? What happens if a border closes? You need multiple exit strategies and insurance that explicitly covers travel to high-risk zones, which is incredibly expensive and difficult to find. There are convincing reasons most individuals say no way. The biggest issue is obviously the danger, but others take issue with the human rights violations. Many tourists believe that spending money there legitimizes and promotes a state that has violated fundamental rights, especially for women and ethnic minorities. Leisure travel there ignores millions suffering. The risk of getting pawned is real. The administration wants to portray life as regular and safe for tourists. A cheerful tourist can be portrayed in state media, skewed to fit the regime's goals, whether you mean it or not. Embassy support is insufficient. Call your embassy if you're detained or have a medical emergency in most nations. Afghanistan lacks that safety net. Finally, consider mental strain. Being on high alert and watching everything you say and do is mentally and emotionally demanding. Most people cannot handle this kind of stress on vacation. The ethical and personal hazards outweigh any urge to experience the country's beauty, according to many. The verdict is in. Should you visit Afghanistan? Over 99% of travelers say no. Risks are too great, ethical problems are too deep, and error margin is zero. For a small, very specific group of people, seasoned high-risk travelers, deeply knowledgeable historians, culturally sensitive people who are willing to follow all rules without question and prepared for the worst, Afghanistan may offer an intense and authentic travel experience unmatched. It's possible if you travel with a trained guide. This raises the question, should you do it just because you can? Would you visit Afghanistan? Comment below with your ideas. For new knowledge, hit like. Subscribe for more exclusive travel deep dives. A short tale. A Brit went lately. Locals regularly invited him to tea, which he found overwhelming. City walking was safe for him. However, non-Taliban armed men halted his automobile on a long road trip. His guide calmed them for 30 minutes. It ended calmly but showed how quickly things can shift.